Sister Wives star Maddie Brown opened up about what her family's life was like before they began appearing on the TLC series. Before the show, we were very poor, Maddie recalled on the Monday, December 9, episode of her The Authentic Society podcast. I think my dad made decent money, but you have like 15 kids, like a lot of kids. The reality star explained that it took some work to readjust her feelings around money when she married husband Caleb Brush in 2016. I think that we inherit so much of our thought process around money from our parents, she said. My dad always chose the get-rich-quick scheme, almost always. It was such a foreign thought to Caleb. And I remember explaining some ideas to him, and he was like, no. Since their wedding, Maddie and Caleb, 37, have been trying to build stability with their finances. We did a lot of work on that together, because the poverty mindset is such an interesting thing, especially when it comes to money, she said. Because when we got our tax returns when we were younger, my parents immediately spent it on something. And Caleb's family were both educated and they did not. They saved it. They saved every penny that they could. I mean, they were broke. They were debt-phobic. They did as much as they could. It was very different from my parents, so it was really hard to work through that. At some point, Maddie realized that her dad's approach to finance wouldn't work for her. I remember saying to Caleb about 7 years ago, "You know what's weird? It's realizing that there is no getting rich quick," she recalled. And I knew it, but I think actually saying it out loud, it was such a weird concept. Maddie is the eldest daughter of Kody Brown and his second wife, Janelle Brown. Kody and Janelle, both 55, also share sons Logan, Hunter, and Gabriel, and daughter Savannah. Their son Garrison died by suicide in March at age 27. Kody also shares one child with first wife Meri Brown, 6 children with third wife Christine Brown, and 5 children with fourth wife Robyn Brown. Christine split from Kody in 2021, while Meri, 53, confirmed her separation from Kody in early 2023. In the aftermath of Kody and Janelle's split, Maddie admitted that she has no contact with some of her family members, including Kody. It's because of stuff that has happened, she said on a November episode of her podcast. She also claimed that her father doesn't have any respect for boundaries, and you have to play by his rules, and I just don't care to do that. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Kody Brown and his ex-wife Janelle Brown's daughter, Maddie Brown, recently revealed what the family's finances were like growing up before fame. On the Monday, December 9, episode of her podcast, The Authentic Society, Maddie shared that the family was struggling with money before they began starring in Sister Wives. Before the show, we were very poor. I think my dad made decent money, but you have like 15 kids, Maddie stated. Maddie spoke about her parents' previous professions, saying Kody worked in sign sales and Janelle, also 55, worked for the state a lot of the time. In terms of having health insurance, the TV personality said, "I think it was inconsistent," and noted, "We, the family, were, and then we weren't, on it." Maddie also spoke about the difference between the way her family dealt with money, which included spending, versus her husband Caleb Brush's family, who focused on saving. Maddie and Caleb wed in 2016 and share 3 kids, Axel, Evie, and Josephine. When we got our tax returns when we were younger, my parents immediately spent it on something. And Caleb's family were both educated and they did not, she explained. They saved it. They saved every penny that they could. I mean, they were broke. They were debt-phobic. They did as much as they could. It was very different than my parents, so it was really hard to work through that. Maddie described her father's way of making money to be dishonest and said her hubby was not interested in it. I think we inherit so much of our thought process around money from our parents. So my dad always chose the get-rich-quick scheme, Almost always, she said. It was such a foreign thought to Caleb, and I remember explaining some ideas to him, and he was like, no. Kody and Janelle were spiritually married in 1993 and were together until Janelle called it quits with him in 2022. Kody was also in plural marriages with Christine Brown, who split from him in 2021, and Meri Brown, who left him in 2023. Kody is currently married to Robyn Brown. Kody has 18 children between his 4 wives. Besides Maddie, Kody and Janelle shared children Logan, Hunter, Gabriel, and Savannah. Their son Garrison tragically died by suicide at 27 years old in March. After leaving her polygamist husband, Sister Wives star Christine Brown married David Woolley, but she may eventually regret asking David to appear on the show. Christine's life has changed so much since the Brown family made the fateful decision to appear on a reality TV show in 2010. Back then, Christine was Kody Brown's 3rd wife, and they had 6 children together. During the first season of the show, Kody married his 4th wife, Robyn Brown, and the family was never the same. After marrying Robyn and adopting her 3 children from a past marriage, Kody had 4 wives and 18 children in total. The polygamist patriarch never seemed to have enough time and energy for all his wives and children, and Christine felt neglected. After trying to make it work for many years, Christine finally gave up and walked away from the plural marriage. It wasn't long before the Sister Wives season 19 star met her new husband, David, but Christine may wish she had never asked him to appear on the show. Christine left Kody in 2021 after 27 years of marriage. It wasn't long before Christine met David, and the two got very serious very fast. The Sister Wives season 19 star dated David for less than a year before they moved in together. Christine and David's October 2023 wedding was documented for a 2-part Sister Wives special airing in January. Christine wore an off-the-shoulder wedding dress, choosing to show off her matching tattoo with David, which really illustrated how much Christine had changed since leaving Kody. They say that every joke has a grain of truth to it, and that may have been the case for David's recent comments. In an interview with People, David joked that he had been pressured into appearing on the show. During the same interview, Christine concurred that David didn't want to join the cast of Sister Wives season 19, but he did it for her. Though it's nice that David wants to make Christine happy, they may both come to regret airing their relationship so publicly. One of the reasons David doesn't like being involved with Sister Wives is that he doesn't like having to deal with Kody. Few men like dealing with their spouse's ex, but having to do it in front of a camera crew must be even worse. On more than one occasion, it has been made clear that David doesn't like Kody, and he even called him a Dumba asterisk at one point. If Christine and David continue to appear in Sister Wives, David and Kody may have more unwanted conflict in the future. Janelle Brown from Sister Wives recently bid a final farewell to her deceased son Garrison Brown by selling his Arizona home. The 55-year-old single mother was previously married to her polygamous ex-husband, Kody Brown. Janelle was content being a part of his family and sharing him with 3 other women, Meri, Christine, and Robyn Brown. Unfortunately, Janelle's feelings towards Kody changed when he began neglecting her in favor of spending his time with his youngest wife, Robyn. Realizing the need to prioritize her own life, Janelle ended her relationship with Kody and pursued new opportunities. Recently, The Sun reported that Janelle had taken steps to move forward from the tragedy. The Sister Wives cast member has found a buyer for her son's home in Arizona. Janelle initially listed the 4-bedroom house for sale in September 2024, 7 months after the incident, for $425,000. She later reduced the price to $389,900. The current status of Garrison's home is listed as under contract after the price was lowered by $35,000. While Janelle will always love Garrison and cherish his memories, it is logical for her to sell his house now that he's no longer with her. Janelle is slowly trying to move on from the tragic event that led to her son's passing. She is dedicating her time to her other 5 children, creating new experiences and memories with them. Janelle knows she will never be able to forget what happened to her son, but she is trying to distance herself from reminders of the incident, which is why she sold his home. Janelle has a real estate license, making her the most experienced at buying and selling properties. She likely reduced the property's price by $35,000 to increase its appeal. Selling the home at its current market price of $425,000 would have been difficult due to the tragedy associated with it. Finding an interested buyer willing to invest in a home with such a tragic past would have been challenging. By lowering the cost and bringing it closer to the $329,000 that Garrison originally paid for it, Janelle made the home deal irresistible. It's a relief to see Janelle taking steps towards putting the tragedy in the past while keeping her son's memories in her heart. The incident shell-shocked her in March 2024, and she didn't know how to move on with her life. Thankfully, Janelle's family and friends supported her through that difficult time, encouraging her to be more positive and helping her focus on her goals. It took Janelle months to return to social media and resume posting content. The Sister Wives cast members' current goals appear to be spreading positivity among her fans and spending time with her children. Sister Wives co-star Maddie Brush's recent comments about Kody Brown's financial problems raised eyebrows and are worth further exploration. 29-year-old Maddie is Kody's daughter with his second wife, Janelle Brown, and the father and daughter haven't had much of a relationship in the last few years. Maddie is married to Caleb Brush, and the pair are about to have their 4th child together. The duo seem to have a very different approach to finances than Maddie had while growing up. When all was said and done for the polygamous family, Kody had 4 wives and 18 children. With so many mouths to feed, money was always an issue, despite the fact that Kody and several of his wives worked. Now that Maddie is an adult with her own family, as well as a business of her own, it has given her a different understanding of her father's financial issues. Maddie was recently interviewed on the Authentic Society podcast on YouTube, where she opened up about her family's financial situation while growing up. Before the show, we were very poor, Maddie said. I think my dad made decent money, but we had 15 kids. Finances would get even harder after the Sister Wives stars added 3 more children to the mix. The Sister Wives clan was always in need of extra money. For that reason, they were always drawn to sketchy money-making schemes through the years, which were rarely successful. The Browns tried their hands at multiple businesses, including a clothing store, a jewelry business, and a book. Maddie is married to Caleb Brush, with whom she's about to have a 4th child, and their approach to managing money is very different. Unlike Maddie's parents, who would spend money as fast as they made it, Caleb taught Maddie to save money. Now that Maddie and her mother, Janelle, have gone into business together, her more mature approach to financial matters may be just what the rest of the Sister Wives clan need. Sister Wives star Christine Brown moved quickly in her relationship with David Woolley, and though she appears happy on screen, I'm concerned that she's starting to understand why she was cautioned to approach things slowly in her new relationship. Sister Wives Season 19 has been a difficult look at the state of the Brown family, but Christine has been thriving in her new relationship throughout the season. Christine, who left the patriarch during Sister Wives Season 17, has been doing the best of Kody's ex-wives since their tumultuous marriage ended. Though she struggled at first, Christine has done well alone. While Christine and Kody's marriage was difficult, she wasn't closed off to the idea of dating once she landed on her feet after Sister Wives Season 17. Christine took time for herself as she moved through grieving her marriage and the family she once knew, But after moving back to Utah with her and Kody's youngest daughter, Truly Brown, Christine began to realize she was ready to move forward. After joining a dating app for the first time, Christine met David and their relationship progressed quickly. Marrying within a year of knowing one another, things may have moved too fast. Although Christine left Kody during Sister Wives Season 17, it took her quite a bit of time on her own before she was ready to pick up and start dating again. Christine, who shares 6 children with Kody and has been active in a parenting role for the other 12 Brown children, had to consider a lot before she felt comfortable with another person in her life. Though Christine was hesitant to start genuinely dating again, she decided to start slowly and used a matchmaker for her first dates, then switched to a dating app where she quickly met David. Christine and David's relationship moved quickly once the pair finally met in person. Though they chatted a bit on their dating app, the pair met up on their first date and realized that they had more in common than they thought. Connecting quickly, Christine and David decided within a few dates that they were genuinely interested in one another and wanted to pursue a relationship. Things moved fast from there. The pair got to know each other's families and quickly became twined in each other's lives, getting engaged in a few months, then getting married within a year of meeting. Although Christine had talked about the idea of dating again with her kids, she couldn't have known just how serious things would get as quickly as they did. While she wanted to allow for an adjustment period for her kids, most of whom are grown adults, she also wanted to ensure that she could move freely in her new relationship how she wanted to. The pace of Christine's relationship with David was unexpectedly quick, and her family expressed their concerns about how fast the Sister Wives star was moving, cautioning her against the rose-colored glasses of a shiny new relationship. While some of the Browns were happy for Christine and David, others felt that the pace of her relationship with her new love was moving too quickly for their comfort, and wondered if she was making a mistake without realizing it. As David was one of the first people Christine dated after being married for the entirety of her adult life, her children didn't want her to put all of her eggs into one basket and have her heart broken quickly thereafter. Though Christine didn't seem to care about criticism, she appeared to want her kids to approve of David. Although Christine and David had only started getting to know each other at the end of Sister Wives Season 18, it was clear that she was falling for him quickly after meeting him. Christine was excited at the prospect of having met someone who cared for her so deeply, and she understood that the affection she was feeling for David was different than how she'd felt for Kody throughout their marriage. Despite knowing that things were moving quickly, as a widower, David's time without his spouse had been far longer than Christine's time as a divorcee. David's first wife tragically took her own life in 2012, and while it wasn't something David would or should ever take responsibility for, it was clear that she had some underlying issues that her family either couldn't help with or were unaware of. David may have been unfamiliar with Sister Wives before meeting Christine, but was quick to agree to appear on the show. Many felt that David's quick comfort with appearing on the show was a red flag Christine should have noticed. Although Christine and David have been sharing a ton of content since their November 2023 wedding to confirm that their relationship is a success, their happiness sometimes feels a bit too put upon to be genuine. Christine deserves all the happiness in the world, and though she claims David brings that to her in spades, the Sister Wives star may be struggling to admit that her beautiful new relationship isn't as good as it seems. With the couple having moved so quickly, Christine may have come to the conclusion that things with David were the best they could possibly get. While Christine and David have been enjoying their time together post-wedding, their consistent posts about their lives have become too much for most Sister Wives viewers. Seeing Christine constantly talking about how happy she is makes some feel like she isn't, in fact, quite that happy. Though it's possible things with David are great, I'm concerned that she's realizing his red flags are adding up to something she isn't necessarily a fan of. Christine's marriage may not be on its way to a split, but it could be turning a corner in the way most relationships do after some time. Sister Wives newbie David Woolley is married to one of the show's shining lights, Christine Brown, and her fan favorite status may actually be a double-edged sword, as David probably feels a lot of pressure to be the perfect partner. Most people who've watched the series likely sympathize with Christine, as Kody Brown mistreated her. When she tried to get him to spend time with her and sleep with her, he rejected her, leaving her miserable and frustrated. After Christine left him, David quickly became her Prince Charming. In the public eye, David's adjusting to married life, and there are some signs that the transitional phase hasn't been silky smooth. For example, David didn't really seem to want to be a part of Sister Wives. He seemed to want to stay off camera. Above, Christine and David talk about their marriage pet peeves, as per Entertainment Tonight. David sat down with People, making a lighthearted joke about being pressured into a stint on the long-running reality show. While he was joking, the fact that he felt compelled to say what he did was telling. It probably shows some turmoil under the surface. Referring to Christine, he said Christine has said he'd rather not film the series. He does it for her. Relationships are about compromise, but doing a popular show when a person doesn't want to is quite a concession to make. David said that he feels uncomfortable sometimes while the show's filming. He isn't sure how to act while the cameras roll. While he may get used to it, the fact that he's basically a reluctant reality star could signal big trouble in their relationship. Before he had to do this, they posted online sometimes, or did the occasional interview. Now, he's in Sister Wives scenes that will be out there forever. By agreeing to do the show, perhaps under duress, he signed up for all manner of shade online. He knows by now that every single person who appears on the show is going to be criticized sometimes. Sure, he gets paid, and that's nice, but is it worth it? Many celebrities have complained about being bullied online, even the extravagantly talented and hardworking gymnast Simone Biles. Aside from being a public figure, with everything good and bad that this entails, there is the issue of Kody. David doesn't seem to like him, and he's forced to interact with him on the series. Christine once spilled some tea, letting the world know that David called Kody a dumb bass. Christine was really stirring the pot, as per People, by bringing private comments into the public consciousness. There's an underlying theme here. It's David losing privacy for Christine's sake. If he doesn't want to do the show and keeps filming it for her, he may feel like he's giving up too much. If he tells her things in confidence that may not stay private, he may start to fib or tone down his honesty. He may be afraid of what will happen if he speaks the whole truth. Sister Wives stars are often ridiculed. Kody's been painted as a villain who hurt 3 good women. Kody's parenting has been questioned. He is universally reviled. Even Robyn has been putting him down lately. When David watches Kody on screen, he may feel some trepidation. Is he looking into his own future? Will he be the villain someday, just like his nemesis? David clearly loves Christine, but fame has a downside, and that's the reason why David's life probably isn't perfect. David is a Sagittarius. They value freedom, open expression, the great outdoors. They hate to be hindered. Fame is changing David's life in good and bad ways. While he's a great match for the Aries woman, Christine, a Sag must be able to roam. A Sagittarian is someone with vision. They see the big picture. Fame can shrink a person's world, making it harder for them to blend in with the crowd. With that being said, of all the bad things that fame brings, the inability to just be himself as he used to will probably bother him the most. Then again, with a great woman like Christine at his side, he may be strong enough to survive and thrive. The new Sister Wives star David Woolley may find that fame is something he treasures, which allows him to share parts of himself with a big audience. Maybe fame will even enrich his marriage to Christine instead of hurting it. Christine Brown is a Sister Wives star who seems to be very happy with her new husband, David Woolley, who now appears on the show, but she may feel like she has to live out a fairy tale. It's possible that Christine's emotionally invested in convincing the people who watched her relationship with Kody Brown fail that she can do better. Christine's spiritual union with Kody was soul-destroying, but most of the issues were Kody's fault. Yes, she lets a little darkness creep in sometimes. For example, she talked about getting intensely seasick on her honeymoon with David. That happened while she traveled to Calanques National Forest in southern France. In another post, Christine admitted to missing some of her relatives. Usually, though, she strives to show the world that her life's amazing. If Christine shakes off the desire to please others, she may find it liberating. No one expects her to burn Kody in the kinds of songs that Taylor Swift writes about her exes. However, it might be good if she gets real more often. When she was with Kody, she stored up so much rage while trying to play the part of the obedient wife. Polygamy forces women to internalize pain, rejection, and jealousy. It's just not healthy, and thankfully, Christine doesn't need to live that way anymore. Remember when Christine lost it when she found out that Kody helped Robyn Brown to pick out a wedding dress? This was an honor that he hadn't bestowed on his other wives. Being human, rather than some kind of Stepford wife, Christine reacted, letting her envy show. However, she wasn't a villain. Nonetheless, she was a bit rude. For some reason, Kody's romantic act hit her very hard. It just underscored everything that's wrong with the polygamy relationship model. It only works if people are willing to push down their emotions. Later, in 2023, the Brown family revisited that pivotal moment, with Kody admitting that even then, he didn't want to be married to Christine, as per People. When Christine freaked out over the wedding dress incident, what she was really reacting to was the fact that Kody wasn't connected to her. He didn't want to be. On some level, she probably knew that was true, and him helping a newer, younger wife to pick out a bridal gown just inflamed her. It forced a painful truth to center stage, where it was harder to deny. Kody and Christine's spiritual union was like a mental prison for both of them. Each was unhappy. As the years passed, it got so bad that she had to leave, but that was a blessing. Nonetheless, they probably had so many good times. It's easy to forget all that when couples begin to fight. Hopefully, Sister Wives Christine Brown remembers the fun days and nights. Only when she fully heals can she see the big picture and look back without anger. Above, Christine glows in a sun hat, showing fans that she's content. The thing is, Kody was a bad husband, but Christine didn't always understand the assignment. She was a part of a plural marriage, that means other wives. It's not like he was hiding them, everything was out in the open. Since there was honesty about the way the relationship would work, Christine's jealousy was inappropriate. Christine is probably very happy right now, but that doesn't mean there aren't problems. She's doing what a lot of reality stars with famous exes do. She's trying to win the breakup. Every time she posts about how great David is, it's a jab at Kody too. Every photo carousel of the good times creates the unspoken narrative that Kody could not or would not provide such happiness. This is the way that the game is played. If Christine ends up having problems with David, her fairy tale will end. As the magic spell wears off, she will awaken older and wiser. Also, her entire fairy tale narrative will be out there in the world. People will remember how perfect she made it all seem. She's a woman who throws herself into things with all her heart, and there's nothing wrong with that, but possibly she's going too far in terms of showing the world that her life is better now. It's easy to root for Sister Wives Christine, and a happy, lifelong marriage would be ideal. She deserves that. However, those who've been married before are more likely to divorce the second time around. This is why she should temper her gushing posts about David with other types of content, which take followers beyond the happy facade. Then, if something goes wrong, she still has her identity as Christine, not just a fallen sister wife or David's wife. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.